Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Podcast Show. Oh, listen. Oh, if you're listening online or if you watch it on YouTube, listen, we got a special show today. Do not move from this point. You always want to know what men think. You want to know what we think. Ladies, you want to know what we think? Fellas, you want to confirm? If you're the only person that think this way, we going each and every one today. I'm telling you, do not move on the Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Podcast Show. I'm your host, Mr. a.k.a. Jeffrey Mr. I have two good brothers here today. You listen online, two brothers that's married, that's going through it, that have confirmed themselves they're gonna be super real today. So if you are scared of the real, if you want to go back living your busted life, if you don't want to know what's going on, please turn away right now. So yeah, so no further ado. Also, to shout out to my wife. She's still in Ghana. I've been holding it down, serving my time. So yeah, hope she has some yams and some good conversation with me. I've been yamless, but I'm still, the Lord is with me. So we're gonna hold it down. So yeah, so no further ado, I'm gonna let these brothers stop introducing themselves.
My name is Valentino Blackwell. Been married 5 years to the love of my life, Lindsay Blackwell. So far, so good. Hoping for another 45 years, 50 years marriage, and I'm out this thing. So yeah.
This man says he wants to live to 80 years old. He wanted to say he said God just give him 80 years. I'm saying, man, you don't know, you could be 300. I'm trying to get out of my 300. I'm trying to get out of my 300, man. So appreciate it. Yep. One other brother.
Floyd Lee III, Greenville, Mississippi. Been married to my wife for 3 years, my queen, my high school sweetheart, Whitney Lee. She's at the house with my son, King, right now. So when I get home, I got to get you some dinner, baby.
Look at you supposed to earn points. Ladies, if you listen, get your brother, shoot your shot. Shoot your shot out here. Shoot your shot. So, all right, we talking about what do men think? What do men think through all different situations and whatnot? So we're going to talk about mental health. We're talking about sex today. We're talking about anxiety for us. We talk about career-wise, social media, kids, like in terms of everything. So we just get right to it. Every episode, y'all, before we do anything, we gotta sing. Y'all are second guest on the show, so no pressure, right? No pressure. But we want to go ahead and sing the theme song. Y'all the theme song? It don't matter if you know it or not, because we're gonna sing it. Okay, on three. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Laugh, learn, love. Laugh, learn, love. Laugh, learn, love. It's the Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Podcast Show. Laugh, learn, love.
Okay.
Laugh, learn, love. Laugh, learn, love. It's the Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Podcast Show.
Turn up.
Oh, yeah. Let's start the show. So every episode we start with laugh. We're going to learn something we're going to love before we move forward. All right, start with the laugh part. Y'all ready? They don't know this question, so I always like to have that. I don't like to tell them what the question is. So, all right, fellas. All right, the question is this. If your lady went to jail, she got locked up, right? How long would you hold it down while she's locked up? How long would you hold it down while she's locked up? She's gone. She's locked up. How long could you hold it down before you say, hey, this is not my ministry. I gotta move forward. How long would you hold it down? How long would you?
I just hope my wife will understand.
You gotta give us the time.
Time limit.
You gotta give us the time.
Man.
You gotta give us the time. How long will you be like, nah, I don't know if the Lord want me? Could she do life? Could your wife do life and you hold it down the rest of your life?
I mean, don't they give you them type of visits where you
you married, right?
Right. You married, so
it is the country visit, I'm good, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just that, I won't get the yams, I won't get the yams at home.
Prison yams.
Prison yams, whatever. But I put a time limit on it, 3 years, 3 years, like maybe 5.
Okay, 3 to 5. You can hold it down.
3 to 5.
6 years, you like, Lindsay. Maybe the Lord ain't called us to be. That's real.
Me and Cam and Latino, we gotta move on with our lives, but we will continue to show you love. We will continue to visit you.
Y'all gonna write? Y'all gonna make sure y'all right?
Yes.
Y'all gonna make sure y'all right? All right, Floyd, what would you do, man? What would you do on this side?
Man, y'all gonna say I'm shooting, man. But hey, I'm in it for the long run. I'm holding it down. I'm holding it down.
You gonna hold on with
I'm
this?
gonna take them visits very serious.
Okay.
Very serious. Them visits gonna be serious. I'm gonna hold it down though.
Now I would get married again.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't get married again. I'm
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? I'm just
You
saying.
still gonna hold it? You gonna write? You
So,
gonna
I might as well just do the conjugal business.
Right.
If
That's
you're
what I'm
not
saying,
married,
man.
if you're not gonna find
No,
nobody
no,
else,
no,
you're not gonna find nobody else. You might want to stay. You might want to stay where you are.
So, Lens, we good. We good. I take that back. We good.
Mr. Milson, you got about 6 months. If you get locked up, you got 6 months. Before, you have to pray hard in prison. You have to do a little prayer group. It's gonna be orange is the new black. It's the new purple. It's the new purple gold. So you have to talk about bring Royalty out to bring me back in the situation to get this down. Because I'm thinking that's gonna be a little hard. No, I'm tripping. I don't know.
Yes.
That's hard. That's hard. Women, salute to women. Y'all are more ride or die than us. I know women who got brothers doing 30 or 40 years. They still show up every week down at the side.
That's true.
For us, we like, it's been 3 days. She ain't made it back yet. So yeah, it could be something. So yeah.
But while the woman, holding it down, who she giving her yams to?
That's a great point. That's a great point. Who over there changing light bulbs
I know.
at the house? So maybe they more trifling than us. I don't. Who's to say?
They still emotionally connected, but physically, I gotta get these yams.
So, it's warm. It is. Winter's coming. So you gotta hold it down. Hold it back. So yeah. So all right. Look in the comments. Whose side you on? I didn't even say the name of the segment we was doing, but whose side you're on? All right. You said you were.
I said 3 to 5 years, but I wouldn't get married again. So
okay.
I will, I'll be with her for the long haul, like Floyd said. We're thinking about, because I won't get married again. Yeah.
Okay, so 3 to 5 on that stuff. Floyd, you said for life, you gonna hold it for life?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it down.
When I was busy though.
Literally, when I was pledging, my wife, she held it down.
Okay, so now you're.
Yeah.
All right,
but that wasn't that long.
Pledging when life like.
But it felt like life. It felt like life.
It felt like when you was online, but it wasn't the whole piece.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gonna hold it down for her.
Gotcha. 6 months. You got 6 months. 6 months. 6 months. Don't do nothing illegal. That's probably the best thing she can probably do. Don't do nothing illegal. That's gonna get us held back. Don't do that illegal. Okay, so we got a lot of questions, a lot of topics today. So if you're online, whose side you on? You can kind of weigh in and say, hey, it may be 6 months for me. I'm giving it 6 months. Or you have a conversation right now. You can actually see, hey, I'm gonna be real with you all that long. So don't do that. It's gonna get you in no trouble. Let's jump into it now. Jump to the learn part. Learn part is gonna come from us. We come from. All right, we're married for us 13 years. How long you said you ever been?
5 years now.
5 years. How long you ever been for?
3 years.
3 years. So 3, 5, 13. A lot of experience in the midst of what we're gonna have a conversation on. So let's get right to it. All right, here's some questions that we've had. Scale of 1 to 10. All right, how important is sex? How important is sex? Scale of 1 to 10. Scale of 1 to 10. Hold your hand up. All right, get your fingers together.
Get your count of 3.
How important? On the count of 3. All right. For the listeners, look, I'll tell you what number they come up with. All right. Scale of 1 to 10. Scale of 1 to 10. All right. 1, 2, 3, go. What you got? All right. Tino has 9. All right. Floyd has 10. All right. Look.
We got 8.
I put up 8. We almost in the same. So we almost in the same. 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. All right. So talk about it. Tell me why. Tell me why you picked the number you picked.
When I think, when you first get married, or before you get married, it's the concept, like, you got this thinking of, man, we're going to have sex every single day.
Sure.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying?
That's
We're going to do it every single day or whatever, I'm going to get them yams every night or whatever. But reality hit, especially when our wives become mothers, right? You know what I'm saying? So they get caught up in their mommy duties or whatever, and I was trying to understand that or whatever, because I'm gonna be real, I think Cam was probably a few months. I told Floyd and them this in Philly and Pastor Conley that I think it was one night Cam, it had been a minute before me and Liz, got it on with it. I'm like, hold up now, I'm like, I'm getting kind of frisky here now, or whatever. And I told her, but I just blurted out and said, I see why men cheat. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that I was about to cheat, but I'm like, I see why men cheat, you know what I'm saying? Because it's hard, you know what I'm saying? Trying to, like, if you used to getting something, you know what I'm saying, then it, you know, it dies out or whatever. But
for sure, it's real, that's real.
It was more so of, like, then, like, the whole, like, God helped me or whatever, like, just, like, to live in understanding with her, you know what I'm saying? Like, this child came from her, you know what I'm saying? So she got a connection with Cameron that I never had, you know what I'm saying? Because he was formed on the inside of her. She was connected to him, you know, for 9 months. And so, like, but yeah, like, that was my thing. Like, coming to an understanding of, okay, Tino, it's not going to be every night, you know what I'm saying? But as long as you get it on the, you know, regular basis, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can be, like, you can live out here in these streets.
What's a regular before you got married? This could be something too.
Ooh.
What you feel like? What was a regular basis? Sorry, got a kid in the background, y'all.
Before you got married?
Yeah, before you got married.
Like for anybody, or with your.
No, so I'm saying, yeah. So what did you think, right? So let's say you're engaged to her, you thinking, hey, this coming up. This is what I'm thinking, like a regular basis is going to be.
Yeah. My mindset was. Literally after we got married, it was gonna be because actually me and my wife, now we wasn't celibate the whole time, but when we got engaged, we did it up until probably a month after we got engaged, on up until the day we got married. So I'm talking about literally we didn't get finished with our wedding till 4 o'clock that morning. I was like, she was like, I'm finna go to sleep. I'm like, I don't know about sleep. We got some unfinished business.
Exactly.
We got some unfinished business, but what I'm saying
come from somewhere.
Exactly. So in my mind, I was thinking like, this is gonna be every night. The fire gonna spark. We every night. But my wife was like, Floyd, I'm not a machine. Yeah. I don't work like that.
That's real.
And somebody said something that's so true. I throw that out there. Preston Perry, he was on his podcast. He was talking about how the women and the men, how you can understand the women are the church more so, and the men are Christ, because Christ don't need much to get him aroused, to get him in the moment. But when you think about the church, you got to do a little bit more to get people in the spirit. You know, you got to worship and stuff. So that's why he, in a sense, he was saying like women, they need more emotion. They need more. They need more of that foreplay, that roll up to getting them to that point. So it's not gonna be every night, and I had to learn that.
For sure. Yeah.
They jumping right in it. You got
to
warm them up.
Got a crock pot about it saying the same thing.
Slow cook.
Man, exactly. Yeah, turn that thing on high. I be telling turn that thing on high. If you know it's your day. Exactly. Yeah, to get that. But mine was similar. Y'all, I was thinking like, hey, now, dude, we good. Now, I mean, like, even if we got no kids, we here together in the apartment. This is, man, you like,
oh yeah.
Anytime you step out the shower, I mean, that's a green light. It's not a green light. It's so that was the turnaround to kind of find it out. I don't think that we because I think too, like you have those seasons that you go through. Like sometimes like it's good and warm, sometimes it's lukewarm, sometimes it's cold. But I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and find out the thing about with kids too, like you were saying, about how women go through a lot of like changes in terms of hormones and whatnot. Yeah. We don't necessarily go through that. We go through that with you, but we don't necessarily have those things. Okay. So the thing is, waiting like, what is it like? 6 to 8 weeks afterwards, I went on the last doctor visit. Like, all right, the doctor said you straight.
Right.
What's the problem? What's the problem? The doctor said you good to go. So trying to first understand women in that sense, understand our wives, and then still being present for their needs as well. You know what I'm saying? To kind of be on the side, because one of our needs is sex, but still understanding for them to understand, saying, hey. Like this is the need of mine, but what's the need of yours too? So kind of balance those things out.
Balance it
out. Like knowing that they are the weaker vessel, right? Yeah. And like honoring them in that way, and like knowing that like Lindsay, she do a lot, bro. Like she holds it down or whatever. Sure. And like, I gotta respect that, and she tired, I'm like.
And I'm like, why they so tired? What are you doing?
Like, but I see what she be doing though. You know what I'm saying? It's work. Right. It's taking care of the home. Right. Taking care of Cameron. Of course I assist in some of those things, but her mind said, I'm on the go. I gotta be on the go. I'm on the go. I'm on the go or whatever. She do a lot. So by the time, you know what I'm saying, I'm expecting the yams, you know. She clocked out on, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
The grocery store closed.
But what if I play like devil advocate? I had to do it myself just to think about it because you just said something that's true. You said they are, you know, as we understand scripturally, they are the weaker vessel. But we are the weaker vessel when it comes to the sexual side of it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for myself, I get weak. You know, it's quick. Like, it's easy because, like, as men, we fulfill ourselves quickly. Like, we visual. So, like you said, you step out the shower, you like, oh, well, you know, that's my invitation. But it's not like this. She's like, no, I just got out the shower. That's all.
I gotta get clean.
I'm cleaning myself. That's it. This wasn't your invitation.
So we attracted to
get the funk off me.
Exactly. Yeah. So just learning how to
get like this.
Yeah,
that's
really.
Right. So just learning how to, I don't know, man, how to Jedi mind trick yourself in those moments.
Yeah.
I've learned so much about it because I'm looking at now the person now. Like I've been, you know, my wife been in Ghana for this time before. This would not be. This is not. So I've learned to like now. Like I don't think about it as much. Why? Because I've developed more self-control. Now I see why they say, hey, wait until marriage-wise, because then. Developing self-control is huge in it because if I did not develop self-control this one time and she on the other side of Africa or whatever man, get the kids to sleep, like, hey, let me see who can come, you know what I'm saying? But then you realize how big of a picture saying, how can I develop myself? Because before what I would do is just look and say, she's not doing that. That's a need I have. You're not doing that? So
you ain't meeting it.
Let me find somebody who can. You know, so now it's the fact that, like, we're together as one or growing as one. So, like, still being able to communicate that, but still being able to say, hey, what do I need to put in place for myself to develop self-discipline?
Yeah.
All throughout. That's the tough. That's the hard part about it. That's the hard part. That's the part that try to get there. So that we don't have women saying this. All y'all do is talk about sex, companionship, and quality time. How important is that for you as a man?
Like I know Lindsay, like she loves quality time. Like you know. I love quality time as well, and like I didn't realize that, and like until just like recently or whatever. I was in my one of my best friend's wedding or whatever, and like we hung out to probably like 2 a.m. I hadn't hung out that late in a long time, whatever. But I hung out to 2 a.m. with the wedding party, you know, because I was the best man in the wedding or whatever. And I had fun, but man, I was missing my family though, man.
So look at that.
I'm like, man, I miss my family. I'm sitting in the like, you know, in the
all your fellas there and everything.
Yeah, I'm texting them. I'm like, you know, I be home in the middle. Yeah, what y'all doing or whatever. So like, I really miss my family. Like, I love being around like my wife or whatever. You know, what they talk about the 5 love languages or whatever. And I know one of hers is like, you know, physical touch and quality time or whatever. And yesterday, just kind of knew this already, but
she love language out there.
But she most definitely loves acts of service, right?
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? I cooked breakfast yesterday morning for her or whatever. Yeah. And like she's used to always cooking or whatever. And you know, but I cooked breakfast for her. Then I folded the clothes or whatever while she was going to the grocery store. So I know, so it's something that I can take the weight off her because she be tired by the time.
For sure. Yeah, so finding ways that saying, hey, this is my need, but let me figure out something that's your love language with me. That's good stuff right there, man.
That's good because, like, even speaking of the love language, like my wife, top 2, her number 1 is basically acts of service is her second, but her number 1 is quality time. Like Whitney, she loves like basically like we go to McAllister and we just sitting over there eating a sandwich. That brings her happiness. Yeah, she don't care about the setting. It don't matter if it's expensive dinner or not.
Yeah,
it's just the fact that we spending time. And like I never got it because she was like, we don't. Like she used to say stuff like, we not doing nothing. And I'm like, what you mean? We just did this. Like I mean, we don't got enough money to go do this. She's like, Floyd, it ain't about that. It's about us spending that time with each other, hanging out with each other. And honestly, that goes back to the sex question. I believe when we start feeding those love languages,
Yeah.
that bring that fire. So
For
that
sure.
sexual
I ain't gonna lie.
For sure. That's what I said. That's the key.
I got surprised.
I got the key.
I got surprised at my own folk church. You know what I'm saying? I was doing my love language the other day. To your mouth, probably. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I gotta do this more often. I gotta do this more often. Love my wife. I love you, girl. I love you.
That wasn't scripted.
So, that was not. That's
was
not
not
the thing.
scripted.
Listen, I appreciate it. Okay, let me ask you a question. Thank you. I appreciate that, bro. Keep on doing it. We got some more stuff coming. So, if my wife told me she was pregnant right now, I would say blank. What's the first thing that came to your mind? Don't try to add nothing to it. If my wife said I was pregnant right now, I would say blank. What would you think right now? What's it?
You lying.
Okay, you lying. I'd be like, how did this happen? How did this happen?
You always gonna buy Yankees.
I was like, I wanted to practice it. I didn't want to go to the full game.
My word would basically be either it's gonna be so help me God or Jesus. It's gonna be one of them.
One of the combinations.
Financially, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know if we ready for the second one yet, cause King's still in diapers.
Man,
They expensive.
Man, bro, look, we found out we got 2 kids, right? We found the second kid. I think my first child was 8 months old. I think we about 8 months into the. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine that? And she texts me on my way into work. She's like, "Congratulations!" I'm like, "What? What? What you mean?" I ain't see, and that's why I was like, "Lord, you gonna have to take the wheel, the car, the tires, everything in the midst of stuff." Yeah. So, question for you guys: do women apologize? Do women apologize? This was something that some of the brothers want to ask. I got you, fellas. I got y'all. It's not just for the women on the side. I got y'all.
I'll hop on that.
Do women apologize? Do they?
My wife. Well, let me first start with my mother, and then I go to my wife. Yep. My mom, which helped me to learn how it is with my wife. Yep. My mom, she didn't say sorry. She didn't say I apologize. What she did was she'll start doing stuff for my dad. When she knows she was wrong, she'd be like, "Hey, baby, I'm finna go in the kitchen and cook. You want something to eat? You want it?" Cause my dad little egg sandwiches with Delta Syrup. Yeah. So she'd be like, "You want some egg sandwich? You want Delta Syrup?" She'd be like, "Hey, baby, you need this, you need that." Yeah. And so actually with my wife it's not that she don't want to accept that she wrong. It's the fact she just I don't know if she know how to say I'm sorry or I apologize. So what she'll do 5 hours later, I'll probably get a text message that will say something like, "I appreciate you," or something like that. Yeah. So in the back of my head, instead of rubbing in like, "Yeah, you knew I was right," I was right. I'm like, that's her way of saying like, I was wrong.
I think
I want to hear from you because I got something to say with this too. But go ahead.
It is the most definitely like if I offended you in any type of way, I apologize or whatever. And
shout out to our folks.
And then
shout out to
I think Leon and Lisa.
Shout out to y'all. If y'all listen to the podcast,
they raised my wife.
They did
really
that.
Well,
they did that, bro.
I'm very appreciative of my wife.
They did that, bro.
That's for real, diamond rough, for real. But I think that too, what Floyd was saying, to add on to that, she like give me words of affirmation. Like, I really appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry if I like I just previously stated that she would apologize in a way. If I offended you in any kind of way, I apologize. And then she give me words, I really appreciate you. I'm thankful for you. So she's giving me those words of affirmation. So my wife, she apologized.
For sure.
I don't know about y'all wives.
For sure. I think we're getting there. I think for years, I'd be like, I would feel that I would have to be the one, like, in a beef situation. I would, be the one to take the lead to kind of say, "Hey, what's up? Hey, you want something to eat?" You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, and try to
be the bigger person.
I don't know why. So the question is, do women apologize? I don't know necessarily, like you said before. I don't know, like song-wise, you hear men apologizing all the time of different things. How many songs can y'all think of a woman like, I messed up.
No.
I had a good relationship with this brother. Can y'all think? Anybody? If you listen right now to the podcast, Mary J. No. Mary J.
Mary J. She was either crying. She don't want it no more.
It's like some. Never have you heard? I can't think of anybody that's done anything. I looked it up, right? So YouTube, anything like that, just in terms of sorry. The only songs I found was Beyonce, "She's Sorry That She's Not Sorry." That's the one thing.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sierra, Russell Wilson's wife, has a song called Sorry, but she's sorry that you didn't apologize in the midst that you finna lose what you had. So there's
really
songs that
no.
nobody out there to see. That's what I'm saying. So women, if y'all listen to, please let us know, are you somebody that can apologize? A woman, do you apologize to your husband, your boyfriend, your fiance, whoever you with right now? Are you able to apologize? And for men, for the most part, which I know we mess up. We do some things that mess up. So I do fess up to that part. But it's in terms of, we're not messing up 100% of the time. Y'all have messed up too. We all are learning this situation too. So, just being honest. Y'all want us to be honest in the situation. Be the same way too. What is the best thing / hardest thing about being married? I know people always talk about it like, man, bro, you married, man. Oh, you got it one bowl of yams the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? How you go? You only got one bowl to eat to this thing. So what do you feel like now is the best thing about being married, and what do you think about is the most challenging thing about being married?
I'm flipping communication and communication.
Okay, talk about that.
So to answer the first question, the best part about my wife, she has some of the greatest conversations. Like, it feel like we back in high school. We can stay up all night just communicating about things in life that, like stuff that we wouldn't even think about. We could watch a show. What's the show? All of Us.
Okay.
And somehow we can find a way to relate to it, and we just up talking about different dreams. And I love my wife because she's a dreamer. And the thing is, it motivates me to push my dreams out. But what makes it difficult,
shooting them shots out there.
But what makes it difficult is that the communication on the side when we don't agree. So that's where the challenge come in, because when we don't agree, that conversation doesn't go the same, and it doesn't last hours. Actually, it's like either I'm not talking to you or I'm not going to say nothing. My wife and me, we're different. Me, I want to try to catch it. Let's get it taken care of. Now, my wife's like, give me time, let me meditate, let me figure out what I want to say, because if you allow me to speak now, I might not say what you want to hear. But me, I'm like, we got to fix it now.
For sure.
But that's because I think I'm a man, so, we got
we
to
fix
it now, right?
Yes,
I got to fix it now.
It's a problem. What's the solution to it?
On the same side, being that my wife is one of the reasons why I love her is her communication is so on point. At the same side, on the flip side of it, is that it's difficult when the times are hard. How do we communicate through that process?
That's real. Tina, you got anything in terms of what do you feel like is the best, the most flowery part about marriage, and then what is the most challenging part you feel like for marriage as well?
I think the best thing, for me, it has given me vision, like for my family. You know what I'm saying? Like to see where we will be 25 years from now. 50 years from now, you know what I'm saying? Like what legacy, like what I leave or whatever for my family or whatever. Like what I will be able to do, like accomplish for them or whatever. Like that's the best thing for me, you know what I'm saying? Because it keeps me motivated to keep on like enduring, and not giving in, to the lust of my flesh.
Yeah, for sure. It's real.
But I think the worst thing is, you know what I'm saying, like my freedom. You know what I'm saying? I just can't get up and go.
For sure.
It does like I have to work around it or whatever. Cause when you're single, you don't gotta answer nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like. So all five of y'all, you know what I'm saying?
We're keeping it real on here today, y'all. Everything.
You don't have to answer. So, like, I've struggled with that, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to do something at this particular time, and I want to go when I want to go or whatever. But I'm like, you got a family, you know what I'm saying? You got somebody to, talk this, like, to talk this over with or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You just can't get up and go. So I would say that's the best and worst thing about being married for me.
For sure. So for me, I think companionship is the biggest piece for me. Like you have somebody, there's a lot of ups and downs in life. It's good to have somebody that you know
you can share.
That you can share life's ups and downs with. And so, my single brother went out too, who have a lot of women like that. I know it's fun. I know it seems fun to admit, but you want somebody in the back of your corner that you can grow with life with in terms of raising kids, in terms of, in terms of, sharing good and bad things with. What I would say is the most challenging part, like you said, is, like being able to coordinate things of like two lives coming together, right? Because I know at the wedding they be like, all right, 2 candles, you got 2 candles, you light like that. Together. It ain't as easy in the heart, like in real life piece. So I think for me is almost kind of like what Floyd said is like, I'm a problem solver. I like, if we got an issue, we got beef,
Yeah.
I'm attacking that joint like this. I'm going right at it at that point in time.
Right.
She's like, hey, you know, she didn't really see conflict handled that way growing up. So hers is just kind of, you know, like, I think she mentioned this in like another episode. She was saying like, I'm more passive with stuff like that. Like, hey, sweep it under the rug. Let's just kind of sweep it under the rug.
Conflict.
Yeah, one like that. So mine is I welcome conflict in a sense. So you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, let's go ahead and get the conflict over with so we can move on and live on over that too. So I think having that purpose of that is like, now you have somebody that you have to work things out through that thinks differently than you. So I think the most challenging part of that is how do you work through those things where like I'm like, man, we could have been done with this way before, but now like, you know, still being patient with those things. But I think that teaches you like that long suffering part about marriage. You know, that the love part about marriage that goes beyond just the Disney movies or the Tyler Perry movies like that. You see people, you know, they love it, dub it when that too. How are you in those situations? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're done. But this is real life. We got kids in this thing. We got kids in there. So working through those pieces there, you know, to kind of help there. Okay, let's go. This is a good one here is all right. For men, right? Transparency is something we always talk about too. And let me shout out my guy right here. Shout out my guy right here. Boom. If you're looking for some fresh gear that goes along with this right here, Floyd has nice brand CEO. Black old cutter right there. Show him the hat right there, Floyd.
Honesty brings healing.
Honesty brings healing. I believe this so.
James 5:16.
I believe this so much right here, man. So yeah, tell them where you know they can find somebody just to have certain other.
So right now we don't have an e-commerce site up, but you actually can reach out to us on Instagram at our tag at Honesty Brings Healing _ Honesty Brings Healing, or you can DM me at Humble Gang Trey, or you can DM my wife Bella Brienne, and we'll be able to get you some merch. We actually got some new merch dropping next month, so stay on to that. Matter of fact, follow us at _ Honesty Brings Healing. Hey, we're trying to push mental health to a new level, especially within the Christian community and the black community, because we need to talk about it and we need to keep it honest.
Yes, sir. I love stuff like this, man. This one changed our marriage in terms of, like, we want to be radically honest with each other. And if you don't know what that means, like, radically honest meaning, like, I don't know how honest I was before we actually did that. Like, it was part, you know how, for me, like, there was parts I was like, I don't really want to say something because this is going to either start an argument.
Yes.
Or like, I don't know, like it's not going to end in a result that I want. So you know what I'm going to do is, I'm going to tell the truth, but I'm going to tell the truth not 100%. So I'm going to do 90% real deal. So the thing is, like she used to text me somewhere, right? So, you know, the thing is, I'm sometimes late making the places because I like to talk. I like to talk to people, I like to kind of hang out with them. So, that's true. So, you know, that's the true fact, right? So I get text messages like, hey, where you at? I'm like, I can't say I'm still at the place I was supposed to be home 15 minutes ago. So that, like, radically honest with being like, hey, I'm still here at the spot. I have not left. You right. You know what I'm saying? The whole night. Yeah. Before I'd be like, I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
You was on the way like 20 minutes ago.
Exactly.
I'm down the street.
Exactly. I'm down the street.
Like
exactly. So now being radically honest. But I think being that right took us to a new place of intimacy wise that now we're able to connect even deeper than where we were beforehand, which I thought we were connecting, but I think this kind of pushed in, like honestly brings healing wise of some areas in marriage in our own lives that we don't really know. So, you know, jump to this next piece here. What is or was an area of weakness for you, and how did you handle it? And the third part of it is, do you feel like you could tell your wife about that situation too? So real deep. We talking about the merch, real life in this side here. But you know, in terms of that, like, is that something? So like, what was a point of weakness for you? So appreciate these guys being transparent about this, because many people need this in terms of the same thing. But what was a point of weakness for you? How did you handle it? And like, could you tell your wife or fiance or girlfriend or whatever?
So actually, me and my wife, we had this conversation like 2 weeks ago. It actually got brought back up, but that came through just where we at now. Like I was telling you about communication. At one point in time in the beginning of our marriage, we was like at a D+. Now we like at a B- when it comes to communication, when it comes to handling the hard situation. But to get to the point, my wife, her mother passed, which God rest her soul. She was like the greatest mother-in-law, like, because me and my wife been together 11 years, and within the 11 years, 3 of those years we've been married, but her mother-in-law was like a mother to me. My mother-in-law was like a mother to me. And her mother was like her identity, to be truthful.
Yeah.
Like her mom was like the person she called and say, hey, if something bad going on, I can call my mom. My mom tell me how to handle this. She'll walk me through it. Instead of now, she has to really depend on Christ and literally live there and walk it out. So and then within that, we had a miscarriage within the same week. So I'm working through the process of the miscarriage. She working through the process of losing her mom. So we both have lost, but we're not grieving in the same spaces. So my wife grieving in the space of her mom being gone. I'm grieving in the space that I don't have a child on this earth. And so it started getting to a point where my wife started pulling away from me because she started just trying to figure this thing out. She literally, you could tell she was fighting the fact that she was like, I don't want to give up on God, but right now I don't have much to say about God because where was he when my mom was going through what she went through? So fast forward into time, she gets pregnant. And I'll never forget the argument because the argument was like, Floyd, just forget this, forget all of it, forget the marriage, just forget everything. But she did not say forget our son, so I was blessed for that because she still held on to that part of life, which gave me hope that there was still hope. So within that, the vulnerability as me being a man, my wife was not, it wasn't that she wasn't being a wife. She was still coming home, cooking, cleaning, doing everything that we as men think a wife should do, which is not true. That's not all they should do. That's just something that in this, in the marriage as a team, you work together to do it. But my wife was doing it empty. There was no feeling to it. It wasn't like, hey, I'm cooking. Like, when somebody cooks some food, like soul food, it's a reason why I call it soul food. Because people put their soul into it. And so my wife, she wasn't putting that soul into the marriage anymore. But it wasn't because she didn't want to. It's because she was trying to figure out, who am I? Because my mom gone, that was my identity. Who am I? Man, so it got to the point I got vulnerable, and I was just like, I asked my wife, I said, do you know it got hard to the point where, what if I would have stepped out? What if I didn't have people on my team that was easily saying, hey, Floyd, let's pray together, let's walk through this together. And shout out to Pastor Sean and Stephen Franklin and my brother CJ Lee, because having brothers like that I could really talk to in my moments of failure, because failure was in my mind, but by the grace of God, failure was not committed in action. But I'm fast forward to get to the point. The point, what I'm saying is, and I was struggling with vulnerability because I wanted my wife to fulfill that place, like that touch, because I'm a man of words of affirmation and touch. So those are my love language. And neither one of those was taking place. None of that was taking place. But within that, I started to struggle with vulnerability. And it wasn't like no woman that was coming across and like, oh, I see that one, I see that one. It wasn't that. It was, I was looking for, where will I get that fulfillment from? And it was just by the grace of God, literally by the grace of God, that he kept me. I didn't step out of anything of that nature. And I've seen my wife grow strong because now she's in a whole different mode. She's walking with Christ stronger. So shout out to my wife for just allowing honesty to bring her healing, because she stepped out and went and got counseling. So,
yes. And salute the counselor, man. Salute to
Jesus
yes, exactly. Jesus in therapy, and mix a cocktail, a perfect cocktail in the midst of this time, man. But being able to, talk about that, man. Appreciate you being real in that situation, man. Because a lot of brothers feel like that, but many times we don't have an outlet. We don't have other brothers we can talk to, or like we looking like, you know what? This don't feel good, so let me medicate through smoking weed. Let me medicate through drinking. Let me medicate through women. Other women or whatever like that to get the physical touch and affirmation, because it's always gonna be somebody on the outside that's like, that always comes along too when something
like
happens.
The devil put them right there. It's like that chocolate cake. You know you don't need that chocolate cake, but just so happy it's right there because you want it. But you like, but that's not the actual chocolate cake that's for you. Your chocolate cake is at home.
And it can be over your eyes and you say, you know what, man? So during that time, that's one of the dangerous seasons and times for any marriage, any husband, any man that's going through this, trying to do the right thing. Because I know you got brothers trying to do the right thing, but it's always, someone on the side. Those are those seasons too that the enemy comes up and says, you know what, like, man, let me throw
this at you.
Somebody new to the job on the side. Somebody start complimenting. So the thing, words affirmation is mine too, physical touch too. That's a good nice combination. Which class wise, I was saying, look, Dana can give me words of affirmation while she physically touching me. That'd be a good combination. I wouldn't mind. it. So but with that time, you know what I'm saying? But being able to say, hey, this is the time that I'm weak in those times. Like as men being able to say, this is a weakness for mine. How would the enemy attack me? sending somebody, you know, through your job, through whatever, somebody that could be somebody you used to talk to before, like, hey, big head, you know, sending you a message like that, am I straight open to those? Like, you know, you got anything, like, what do you feel like, I've got the crowd, I'm talking about, what was or is an area of weakness for you? How did you handle it? And could you tell your wife about it? Put you on HD.
I'm not really gonna get.
No, listen, no. Once again, this is it's a perfect thing. This is
be wise though.
Okay, cool. Yeah, be wise
and but like, yeah, be very wise. Yeah. Choose wise.
Always. Choose wisdom.
Social media, pride, you know, like when it comes to that quality time, right?
For sure,
you know,
for sure.
You got your phone in your hand, Tino, like you scrolling. Boom, 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 you scrolling. Then your wife like, Tino, like, you know, I'm present with you. Like, you know, like, can you put your phone down or whatever? Like, man, I ain't doing, I'm reading the article or whatever, but just getting on Twitter and reading the article, you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to, like, you know, not being 100% honest or whatever.
Radical
honest, but not being radical.
Radical 100%, man. 100% enough.
So, like, you know, I think that has gotten better or whatever, and, like, her communicating that with me, because, you know, it become prideful, like, man, I don't tell you, put your phone down. No.
Yeah,
like,
that's what,
leave me alone, whatever. But also, scrolling, you know what I'm saying, in those times of needs, wanting them yams or whatever, you might come across something, you be like,
that's
start stirring too long.
It's mine, that's all I'm going to say the same. I'm going to say something.
Start stirring too long or whatever. Like start stirring too long or whatever, and that could lead to email,
a message,
a direct mail, a DM, you know, go down in the DM or whatever, and then it can lead to
you got
like,
come on the show.
Like it can lead to watching. It can lead to it can lead to pornography. It can just like you can fall in so many different areas or whatever. So like me, like now I don't have a Facebook app on my phone.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I was searching for you.
I'm on Facebook, but I don't have a Facebook app on my phone where you just click on it.
Okay. Yeah. So now you gotta go through a process to get to it.
Exactly. Gotta go through a process to get to it. So I'm barely, you know, like on it or whatever. So. Like that has helped me in so many different areas of my life. Like, you know, I have to confess some things to my wife or whatever, and I'm thinking she's gonna react in a certain way.
Yeah, that's we're not honest. There's a fear.
It was the Holy Spirit like convicting me. Like, you gotta tell your wife this. I'm making you tell your wife this. This is godly sorrow. Man didn't have to. I didn't have to confess this to man for man to tell me how you better tell your wife. No,
that's God.
It's God. Like, no, you need to be honest with your wife or whatever, because they're radically honest. Like ever since then, those things I haven't struggled with because I brought it to the light. You see what I'm saying? Because the longer you can keep your sin in the dark, you see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna have to deal with it. You bring it to the light.
That's where they want to keep you in the dark. So you can say that. That's what's up.
Put the past on y'all. 1 John 1. You know what I'm saying? Like if you walk in the light, you have fellowship with the Son. His blood cleans you from all sin, right?
For sure.
Don't mean you don't sin, but it cleans you from all sin because you're bringing all your sin to the light.
Yes,
right? So like just being honest with her, like it's been so freeing. You know what I'm saying? Confess your sins to one another. You know what I'm saying? So that you may be healed. Honest to bring healing. Me being honest with my wife about certain things. And her being forgiven or whatever. Didn't cheat on my wife? No, I didn't cheat on my wife. But yeah, it just didn't cheat on my wife.
It's okay. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying it's a safe.
I know how folks be thinking. What they might did, man. Right.
But
no, I'm letting folks know. You know,
I'm with
cheat on my wife or whatever. But yeah, but it has really like, you know, enhanced our marriage. You know, she's always been a great communicator or whatever. But like that was a struggle for me, like communication. Like when I first met her, she was like, "Hey, we gonna talk on the phone." Like, you know, I ain't gonna do this texting all day.
That's what I'm talking
like, this is a grown woman right here.
That's what you like. You gonna have to man up.
Yeah, you can't. Ain't no texting me all day. I want to talk to you on the phone. You know, so I want to really get to know you or whatever. So like,
level up.
And like, she's always been a great communicator. So my communication has grown. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? I think we both enhanced each other. Like, you know, it started with me, both of us being honest with one another. Like, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Mine is similar. I remember being a time was I used to shoot my shot. I had no problem. I never really had a problem shooting my shot. This was after I think our son was born. A little bit later, he may have been like 4 months or 5 months, something like that. You know, like after the time, whatever. And so I'm shooting my shot. I got this. I don't know if y'all got this point here. Okay, I'm tired today. I got you tomorrow. I go to work tomorrow. I'm working diligently. I'm going through the time.
Today.
What time? All right, punch out time. I know. I was 100% sure today. It's going down. It's going down. So, okay, we doing the thing. I'm washing dishes. I'm getting the thing done. I'm making sure nothing falls in the way.
Right.
I'm putting the kids. I'm getting Benadryl.
Right.
I'm getting Benadryl. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. And so I go in there. I'm like, okay, I did everything. Shoot my shot. Block. You know what I'm saying? My tumble finger out this thing. So you know what I'm talking about? So I'm like, dang. So I internalized that as like, man, like, do she want me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Start looking at it.
Yeah, like,
we talked about this.
Yeah,
right?
we did. We had
bring insecurity, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like,
and most men, that's what I'm gonna say. Most men don't want to feel that insecure. Like, you know what? Like, man, like I've been, you know what I'm saying? Like my whole life I've been wanted. You know the thing? Like, you know, I don't feel like I'm ugly. I feel like I'm alright. You know the thing?
I feel like I'm okay.
Yeah, I feel like I'm okay. So that brought those things. I'm like, hey, like she don't see. So I would sit up on the other side of the bed, like looking up, like, man, you for real? Not you for real? You for real sleep over here on this side?
Yeah.
What is you doing, right? So for me, that kind of brought in other things. Like, man, so now let me just go and look at something. Let me go and watch. You know what I'm saying? Porn or something. You know, with.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so for that piece, it was like, I would think like, don't say nothing else to it. You already said something to it. She knows what she said at that point in time. Or like if I brought something up, it would start an argument like, all you think about is yam. You know, all you think. And so I'm like, no. I'm doing other things. I'm other things. But also too, like for me, we want the thirst to be there too. Like the thing is, I don't mind chasing you, you know, throughout that point. I don't mind doing that. But also too, right? Like I want it to be.
I want you to come rub.
Yeah, vice versa too.
I want you to come rub on that thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's exactly true. That's exactly true. So you want it. Whatever.
Wow, you got initiated.
Why do I gotta shoot my shot 90% of the time? And so that brought up like an insecurity in me of like, hey, like, man, like, is this gonna be this way the entire, you know what I'm saying, entire marriage? Like I'm committed to this thing. I didn't sign up for this part about this, and I think once that come up, what do? So I think typically you'll say, I tried to talk to him once, I tried to talk to him twice, they didn't respond back to it. Now, you know what I'm saying? So two different ways. Two different ways. Yep, I can stay here and just be silent and just try to go to sleep on it, or I can see what's going on. So for us, it came to a point of like, let me be honest about this, but also being able to receive that, because I felt like I was being honest a couple times, but it wasn't at the point that she was at receiving, because we all look at our narrative from our own view. She like, hey, that's the reason why. I mean, look, I'm doing this. Work is hectic like this. I'm going through this. I should be able to say no. But I'm thinking, work is hectic for me too. Right. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to say yes because you value me in those things. Yeah. And so getting to that point of having honest, real conversations helped out. So I think the end part of the question is, could I talk to it? I don't think I could in the beginning time. Like it took prayer, like it took really coming back to it, like being able to look at my own self and saying, what can I do to help, meet your needs too? But like going to couples class, going to different things like that, connecting with other couples too is huge. But for me, exactly, you too on the side. But like for us as men, most of us don't go on that second step. We'll try it first. We may try it the second time. We like, bro, this is too much work. So a lot of people leave marriage for a reason like that, saying, I'm not happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was going to be this, and this is the reality. I'm not finna waste my life. I'm not finna waste these good years. I'm not finna waste these good yams. I could be getting somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? This point of this point. So it's like, what do you do when that struggle comes up? So for men that's listening, for women too, having those conversations, because I know for sure
you have to communicate
your
needs.
You
got to communicate your needs. What you're struggling with. Hey, I'm thinking along these lines right here. Like, babe, like I'm thinking along these lines right here. I thought about, like lust, like, slick trying to creep up in me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures do say, you know what I'm saying, after y'all been separated,
come together.
You know what I'm saying? So
bring them yams to the house.
Bring them yams to the house or whatever, let me,
Cause you like, and just piggyback on that, the honest part in there, and this ain't even just trying to the ideal of the reason why I said healing, because healing is a process. It's not healed. It's not honest. It brings healed, because you're not healed just by being honest. It's a process. It's a whole process. So like Tino said, you have to communicate honesty, and don't be scared because you have to be looking at this. This is my life partner. We finna go through life together. So you gonna see my good, my bad, and my ugly.
Yeah.
Even if my ugly scares you, you gotta be willing to say, you know what? When I said I do, even when I don't, I still gotta be willing to say I do.
You said that. You said, and that's the tough part because we live in a society that says, hey, I want my needs met. If they're not being met by this time that's in my head, by closing business Friday, I gotta find something else that's gonna be the goal. And so fighting for your marriage, man, fighting for, like, as men, are we fighting for what we wanted, right? The wedding and stuff is nice and it looks good and all that stuff, and you got the part, you know, you may be doing it well. You may be doing it well for the first time. When you go through those hurdles and whatnot, are you willing to fight for everything, you know, your family went through?
Exactly. I made a commitment, like you said, like you asked the question of, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is sex or whatever. We had a 10, a 9, and an 8 or whatever. Like, yes, sex is important for men, but at the same time, too, we know that it isn't all about
women.
sex.
Please get it.
It isn't all about.
We know that it ain't all about the yams, baby. My
So-
little sister. It's not about the yams. I promise it ain't. I promise it ain't or whatever. But it is.
It does play a big part.
Yeah, for sure.
It plays a big part, most definitely.
Yeah, because as a man, like, that's been a part of our psyche coming up. Also, too, just in terms of the love part about it, we just want, like you said before, like, you don't have to do it every day, all the time.
Every day.
Find out what your man's desire is, and then try to please that. and men too, find out what fills the love tank for your wife, and then try to do the same thing too. Yeah, because yes, and that's the episode we gotta do too in terms of love language.
I'm getting to understanding with my wife, so I'm good 1 or 2 times a week. I'm Gucci. I ain't gotta have it 5 days a week. 1 or 2 times a week, I'm Gucci. I communicated that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you said that for
I'm Gucci.
You
You know what I'm saying?
I used to try to do the same thing too, to where we had a struggle part. I used to bring up like a calendar, which is wrong. Don't do this part.
Very wrong.
I learned about this. I was like, so you said there's gonna be this many times a week. The lie detector determined that's a lie. Let me show you what happened. Let me show you these negative with that too. So she's like, oh, you keep it. I don't even think of it like that. But that's where the communication piece comes in. That's the good part
and
about
then
that.
you said something too, though. I know you haven't
Oh, they're good.
You said something too about like how they have gave you words of affirmation that they gonna give you the yams today. Hey, but I don't think they understand how deflating that is for us when we expecting the yams and don't get them
in the gut.
It's like, oh man,
Mike Tyson uppercut to your chin, bro.
Like your daddy tell you, like, we not going to Disney, baby. Sorry.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but you got your whole Disney
right.
on.
Yeah, you really did. You packed up
enjoy
with you.
We love your body.
Yes,
You know
and that's what I said too. But
It's
every time we'll leave, she's like, "Oh, that was so good." I was like, "Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy next time. Keep that same energy next time. Don't leave her. Don't. I don't know what happens between a great experience and the next time something. Lord, please, let me just say this prayer right now. Lord, please let women keep that same energy from when they had a good time to when the next time goes up. So I'll be like, you don't remember that part? And she's like, oh, I needed that. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
That's what I needed. I know you needed that. That's why you been acting crazy.
That's why you talking out the side of your neck. But yeah, we love y'all. I want to say that. We love y'all. We love y'all in the midst of everything too. Okay, we got to almost wrap this up. Let's get one more. We're going. I don't know if y'all want to hear more about this, man. Let us know, whatever, comment, send a message, or tell us in person what I think. We may do a part 2 of this because there's so much to get to in terms of, like you said, mental health for men. I know is a struggle in this piece right there. Anxiety, those things that like cloud that we don't talk about as men. We just deal with it silently. And you notice men normally die before women though. You know this. You know your grandma normally lived 15, 20, 30 years past your grandfather. I'm like, what is that? Because we don't have an outlet like this. We're not able to communicate and talk about things that we struggle with or go through and whatnot too. We just hold it in until we die. And I'm not finna die too early, past my time. My wife is not finna get that insurance money too early, so sorry. Okay, last thing right here, and then we'll kind of move forward. What's one piece of advice you would give to a single woman looking to get married or a married woman looking to stay married? So those 2 phases. What is one piece of advice you would give a single woman looking to get married and a married woman looking to stay married?
You got it, Tina?
You got
okay.
I'm gonna think.
Okay.
Wow. I have 2 beautiful sisters, literally my sisters, blood sisters. that are single right now. So I'm hoping they're listening because this is something I want for them and I pray for them. And I hope any other single woman take it and understand I'm being your brother as well in Christ.
For sure.
That this is for you too. But find a man that searches and seeks God every day of his life. And this is not just trying to be all holier than thou. This is true. Because a man that seeks God every day, he is not going to stop seeking you and trying to love you. Because I've learned that in myself that when I start, like the man I was before I really started seeking God, I promise you, he was not ready for anything.
sure.
He was not ready for the blessing that God had for him. But when I started seeking and searching God, like you find a man that, like, he's not perfect. That's not what I'm saying. A man seeking God is not perfect. What I'm saying is this man knows that he's not perfect, so he's seeking something that's higher than him, that knows him more than anything, and he's going to fulfill that perfection within him. Now, perfection won't take place on this earth, but it will take place in heaven, but that's another story. My point to you all that I'm trying to get is find a man that seeks God every day, daily. Why? Because that man would not quit seeking you, because he's going to understand the commitment he made to you is not just about you, it's also to God. That's even when you get to the marriage part as well.
For sure.
And then what was the second
So to a woman that's trying to stay married, you had somebody that she is going through something in the midst of it. Now she's, trying to stay married. Or she may not be going through something, but she just wants to stay married. What's like one piece of advice that you could give her?
I don't know if this will be advice, but I say don't give up on us. Please, black women especially, don't give up on us black men. We have been through so much mentally that generation from generation curses have passed down, and we have not broken those generation curses. So don't give up on us black men. That's what I would say. If you got a black man and you see the potential that God has put in him, don't give up on him, because we need more black women standing up for us. And you all do that, so I give you a hand of applause for that. Don't stop. Keep going, because we need you all to keep rooting us on. The police are out here, and the enemy himself is out here trying to take us down. But we need you all to keep going. Exactly. So that's what I say. Don't give up on it.
That was real. Tino, you got
a single woman looking to get married, you said?
Yeah, so for like a single woman, because I know like a lot of friends I have, who are single women looking like, hey.
You make sure he leads well. Like he said, like if he's seeking God, he'll be able to lead you well. Because he got that vertical relationship going. And so therefore his horizontal relationships would be on point as well. Because if this is off, everything else, is off. It's going to be dysfunctional or whatever. You have to get to know him. Don't be quick to rush into marriage, right? Don't be like, and everybody isn't called to be married. And then again, I know you live, like people who want to be married, that ain't some of you want to hear. But at the same time, too, though,
that's real.
Appreciate your freedom that you have, like, now. You know what I'm saying? Because this is work.
Yes, this is
like, you got to put in the work to stay married. Like, going to the second question or whatever, and like, to the woman who's trying to stay married, if your man isn't if he isn't meeting your sexual needs or whatever, you gotta show him what makes you climax. You gotta show him what makes you come. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta direct that man. You gotta be the director of that movie. You have to be the director of that movie, right?
I thought we were doing that. I don't know how far we getting there.
So like, be real with him. Like, and if a man, like, now, if he's physically abusing you,
please get about it. Me and too. If she physically beating on you,
you lead two jokes.
We never get
you
two jokes,
brother.
That brother
or whatever. Cheating on you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's grounds for divorce as well or whatever. But if you trying to stay married, like, communicate, like, those things that you're struggling with in your marriage to your husband. Like, vice versa. Same thing for the man or whatever. Communicate those things to your wife, like, that you're trying to stay committed to. Because you got to remember, you made vows to your spouse, not your kids. They going to move out the house one day. They going to go get married or whatever.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I love them now, but I made vows to you.
That's
So we got to work on us, because once the kid leave, you're going to be like, I don't even know this person right here.
Exactly. I see that a lot. Hear a lot.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know this person, so you gotta most definitely be committed to one another. It's a commitment, right? You stay committed, like no matter the like rough seasons, the dark seasons, the dry seasons or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because better is coming if, you know what I'm saying, you're seeking God. You know what I'm saying, in the direction, you know what I'm saying, that he wants you to go as far as like, you know, and your marriage can be fruitful if you open your Bible. You got to hear from God.
Y'all really said a lot of things. I would just say for the single sister or brother, you know, who's trying to get married, or I would say, you know, become the best whole that you can be. So like you said, like in terms of, let me develop that vertical relationship first, because if that vertical relationship's not there, I can easily substitute somebody else in that place. So it's, let me get that developed first, then let me develop my own habits. Let me become somebody that is interesting when I get a chance to meet. So many things now in terms of like focus on the outside, but there's no there's nothing to keep somebody. So a lot of women, like a lot of men, have a physical outside that can attract somebody, but can't keep somebody. So I think developing who you are, what are your interests, what do you do, you know what I'm saying, what makes you the person that you are, learning that before you get with somebody. So I think the fact is we have so many relationships fail because, man, this looks like the physical outside shell of what I want to have. You know, you drive past a car, you're like, man, this car is, man, look on the hood, is rotted out and everything. Focusing more on how can I develop the inside of myself, what I need to do, what I need to read, what podcasts I need to watch. Shout out Mr. Podcast. And then, you know, developing who you are, knowing yourself in a sense. For somebody who's married, who's trying to stay married, like you said right there, communicating that, becoming a student of your spouse is something that we're trying to do.
Yes.
Let me become a student of them, so I'm not, you know, complacency to kick into it. Let me jump into asking them questions like, hey, what could I do to make you feel like I love you more? Like in terms, what could I do? Asking those questions and then following up on what that is.
That's true.
You know, laughing. You know, the same thing we talk about in this podcast. Laugh, learn, and love together all the time. Laughing, doing stuff together, dating, going out, not letting the kids become the center of your relationship, but a byproduct of a good core between you two. So kids need to see y'all kissing and hugging and doing stuff like that, so they can come up in the midst of it.
That's true.
But growing through the midst of those
When
things.
Cam see me be kissing and hugging on him on the lens, like, don't do that in front of me, boy. Don't be doing
But
that.
he needs to see that
No,
side.
like,
So
he
yeah,
needs to
lock
see
your door. We got caught up. Y'all saw the episode. Episode of yeah, exactly. Do a little something that you like in the business, right? So yeah, but just doing that. But stay encouraged, like you said, keep pushing, don't quit, don't give up, and communicate. You get mad, walk out, communicate, come back together. Don't let things fester, don't sweep things under the rug, don't look past red flags, but communicate through the midst of this.
What about people who aren't believers though, like who's watching this podcast,
That's
right? So they don't have the vertical relationship.
That's
right?
a good
You know
point.
what I'm
That's a
saying?
good point.
Because I think, like, honestly, like men, like we groom to think sexually. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm
no
saying?
doubt.
Like,
It comes naturally. You ain't got to worry with that.
Yeah, it's like so if a man, like, you know what I'm saying, who don't have that vertical relationship with Christ, right? And like he gets married or whatever, you know, for a certain time he might can hold off, but if them yams ain't coming, trust and believe. Because our past, you ever seen a pit bull or somebody walking a pit bull down the street on the chain or whatever, or a Rottweiler, and they trying to get after everything, you know what I'm saying? But it's a leash on it, right? What if that dog get loose? He gonna be in this neighbor yard, you know, this neighbor yard, like biting kids, like he gonna be just very like loose or whatever. No self-control, right?
Sure.
So like one of the fruit of the spirit is what? Self-control. So that's what the Holy Spirit does for those who have that vertical relationship, right? Man, I know my passions be all over the place, but the Holy Spirit got a leash on me like that. All right, man. You know what I'm saying? You getting too close, get your tail back over here, right? You know what I'm saying? I heard Eric Mason use this analogy one time. I'm like, oh, that cold right there.
Yeah, that is.
If I got mine would be, my dog is actually like, he's like in a cage behind like these barbed wire electrical fences, and then like it's a brick wall, then like a steel wall, and then in front of the steel wall is Jesus. So it's like you gotta get through all that to get the dog out of the cage. So like, but that goes back to how I describe self-control. It gotta be on that type of leash. Like you gotta have people that go back to those friends, them accountability part. Please get accountability.
Yeah, that's huge.
Like that's in your mental life. That's in your when it comes to just your whole life in general, please get accountability partners. People that's gonna be like, hey dog, that ain't what you need to be doing. You don't need yes men, yes women, because they
for sure.
that's not real support. Real support is when they tell you no because they care about the end result for your life.
That'll be a stupid decision.
Yeah,
like somebody about to get in your face and tell you stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so but literally moving in those places, like you said, on that dog situation, knowing what you're capable of, like that. What I'm doing this little prison since I've been doing right now. I've been doing it good. Like you can tell you why she's been out of town. She got a magazine, it's just like a little women magazine, whatever, with like little clothes and stuff. I was, like when you ain't had no yams, I looked up, I was like, oh snap, what? I was like, oh, see what I'm saying? But it's like, but stopping there.
Yeah.
I'm saying like, hey, nah, this going, you know what I'm saying? Like even something as innocent as that can lead to, you know what I'm saying? Can lead to stuff there. So and I know where I've been before. So it's like knowing who you are, being honest with yourself too. I know we said, being honest with your partner, being honest with yourself, and saying, man, bro, you come too far to go back to something. And so just moving that same energy, man, moving that same space.
You know what I'm saying? A sister, like, okay, and then I know we gotta come. A single sister, right? That's a believer.
Yeah.
Like, in a brother that's like, well, not even a brother that's saved, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what is he leading you into? You see what I'm saying? Is he leading you into like sexual sin? You see what I'm saying? Like though we know previous, like, you know what I'm saying, we ain't like,
yeah, for sure.
like been perfect, you know what I'm saying? Like even to our spouse.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm talking about somebody who ain't saved, who ain't convicted. You just want them yams or whatever.
For sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta really get to know people. Like I said earlier, whatever. Like get to know that person. See how they respond in this situation. See how they respond in that situation. See how they respond when you tell them no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because somebody can put the little sheep clothing on for a certain while. I know Steve Harvey was talking about 90 days of that. I'm like, bruh. If I know I got 90 days, I'm going to be on my best behavior. I'm going to be on my best behavior.
The other 90 days somebody else.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can wait on you.
I can be good with that.
That's bad advice.
Man, but setting up your boundaries. That's something else I want to talk to in part 2 about this. Boundaries with the opposite sex. Like what boundaries y'all have with the opposite sex. All right, our time is up. We're going to have to come back. Some more stuff. Ladies too. The challenge is on Dana. Dana, y'all with the ladies are to do the latest version of this time too. The fellas already kicked it off. Well done. So thank y'all fellas, man, for coming on. Appreciate that.
Hope this was fruitful.
I hope so too. So appreciate that. Yep. If you enjoyed it, man, if you enjoyed it, tell another human about it. Share the podcast. Let somebody know. Appreciate everybody who has subscribed, who has rated and reviewed the podcast. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all, man. Look, that's how we get out to more people and whatnot too, man. A lot of people are going through this. What we talk about, I can guarantee every relationship in the world is going through something we talked about today that can benefit somebody. So please, share it with somebody else. Your love work for this week, man, is just to communicate on something that you have not shared with your spouse. So just one thing, say, hey, this is what I have, this is what it is. And then you may need to write your stuff down and say, hey, this is something that has been on my mind. Like, hey, I'm struggling with this piece. I want to share that with you and watch God move, man, in a relationship that has been stagnant, has been dead. Our relationship before, like several times, I'll be like, man, this ain't gonna work, bro. This ain't gonna work. But God has really worked through those things and being able to talk through those things. So wherever you are, you feel like, man, this ain't gonna help. This person ain't gonna change. Try and believe though too. Don't give it to them like, man, look, I know you ain't gonna do no changing. You set it up for the thing. Speak life into your relationship too as you give it to them. So your love work for this week, man, is to communicate one thing that you have not shared with your spouse and be honest with them about it. Whether you talk, whether you write, whether you go walking, whether y'all step and do something different than what you have. You cook something, but also believe that it's possible that it can be changed in the midst of the thing, right? God can work through each and every relationship, right? Before we go, every time, right? So none of our spouses are here, so we don't want this to be weird. So let's look at the camera. Look at the camera, right? So we just say, regardless, y'all may argue through this whole episode. That's possible, but we want to bring it back together. So look at your spouse. You're going to say these three words. You're going to say, I like you, I love you, and I want you. All right? So we're going to look at the cameras. We're going to look at it. It can be weird. We got it. Look at the camera with your wife, right? Look at the camera with your wife.
Hey, Lindsay, look at me, Lindsay.
Hey, now look right here. All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. I like you. I love you, and I want you. All right? Send it. I know I deserve some. I ain't gonna say it. Let me say that. That's gonna reverse my. That's gonna set it up. Not just that, but the conversation all that stuff is wonderful as well. So tune in if you really enjoyed this episode. Like I said, man, send some questions to us. We got some questions. We're gonna jump on Facebook Live just for a second, just to answer maybe 2 or 3 questions that we got sent to this point in for the podcast. If you ever seen it, mr.mrs.mister on Instagram, the Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Podcast on Facebook, also on Twitter in the same motion as well. So you enjoyed it, man. Appreciate it. We love you. God loves you. It ain't nothing you can do.